Yo, what is good, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. So today I'm at work right now doing a couple things, and I had some extra time to kill. So I thought, why not connect with you guys and why not talk to you guys about the three main reasons why I see or I feel like people struggle losing weight. So the first reason why I see a lot of people struggling to lose weight, you're trying to operate from an old identity, from an old paradigm. See, if you were somebody like me who you've been big your entire life, or you've been more on the heftier side, you've kind of made being that size your identity. Oh, I'm big boned. This is just how I can't lose weight. No matter what I try, it doesn't work. I try every diet and it doesn't get me to my results with no avail. And that right there is the disconnect. That right there is the issue. See, the problem isn't the diet. The problem isn't the workouts or anything. First things first, it starts with your mentality. You can't have new habits with old mentalities and old identities, because you're just going to conflict with them, because you're going to go and try and work out, try and diet, but yet in your mind, your old paradigm, your old way of thinking, it's telling you, you're not this person. What are you doing? We don't like eating salads. We don't like measuring our food. We don't like making sure our calories in order. Yo, go get that cheeseburger. Yo, go order that Chinese food. Yo, let's go get some tacos. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Yo, let's go get some food. Let's get that late night craving out the way. That is the issue, and that's where people fail most of the time. So it's not because the diet is improper or anything like that. You're just operating from an old system, an old belief system. And the longer you operate from that system, the harder it's going to become to find ways to make progress. You're always going to find ways to sabotage yourself rather than notice the little changes that you're making, rather than notice the little results that you're getting day by day. If you go and you go 2 months or a month where you're eating clean, you're going to the gym and everything like that, you're going to see the results. Now, they might not be your results that you dream of in your mind, but you're getting results. You're compounding different actions and new neural connections and new neural pathways that are going to allow you to look at yourself from that new light, so that you can go and say, no, I am someone who works out. I am someone who eats healthy. You know what? No, I don't want this burger because of the fact that I am working out. There's two types of people in this world when it comes to working out. It's the people who say, oh, I've been working out, or because I work out, I can have this burger. I can have this taco. I can have this snack. I can have this piece of cake, these cookies, or whatever the case may be. Until you get to a certain point, that is not justified. Then you have the people who really take it serious, who say, no, because of how hard I've been working, I can't eat that. If I eat that, it's going to undo all of the progress that I made. Now, full disclosure, one little thing is not going to undo all the progress you've made, but that mentality right there will keep you in check. It'll keep your discipline in check, because the minute you start to negotiate with yourself and tell you, oh no, I deserve this, I've been working really hard. Yes, you have. And salutes to you. Hats off to you. I give you your round of applause. You have been working hard, but you haven't been working hard enough to where you got into where you want to be. Those results that you see in your mind, that ideal image of you, you haven't gotten to that point. So don't start negotiating with yourself that you deserve this and you deserve that. No, that's not the case. Then it takes me into my second point, lack of patience. You have to understand, losing weight is not just a physical battle, but also a mental battle as well. It's a whole body process. So at the same time, while you're trying to go to the gym and lose the weight and everything, that alone in itself takes time, especially if you're doing it the right way. You're only eating from natural foods. You're not taking all of these extra supplements, things like that. You're not trying to take all of these thermogenics and things that are going to help speed up the process. When you're trying to do it the right way, this stuff takes time. When I was 300 pounds, it took me about a year and a half to get to where I'm at, almost 2 years out now, to now where I'm sitting and I'm finally saying, we look like close to what we want. I'm not even fully there yet, and I'm 2 years in to my journey. So you really have to be patient, and you really have to commit to this for the long haul. You can't look at this as like, oh, this is just a diet. This is just a fad. I'm going to just get my little 20, 30 pounds off for the summer. No. If you're really serious about this has to become a whole lifestyle change. This has to become something that you're going to start living now. Not just the thing that, oh, I'm going to do it here, I'm going to do it there. No, this has to become your lifestyle, because once you start making it your lifestyle and you remove time constraints from it, that's when you start to see real results. That's when you start to enjoy the process more than the end goal. Because yes, the end goal is exactly where you want to get to. That's the motivating factor. That's the thing that keeps pushing you on. But the real joy you get out of it is the journey itself. See, when I used to be as big as I was and now I look like the way that I am, I used to be like, damn, I cannot wait to get to that point, this, that, and the third. I'm more proud of the fact that I stood consistent throughout the whole journey. The fact that I didn't give up when I wasn't getting the results that I wanted to see. When I was going and I was regressing a little bit. Because there are times you're going to go and take a few steps back. It's a learning process. It's a learning curve. It comes with the territory. So you really need to be patient. And you need to be in this for the long haul. Because if not, you're going to get to a certain point where you're going to be like, this is taking too long. This isn't worth it. I knew that this wouldn't work. Now you're going back. Look, go back to that first point that I made, right? That old identity. I knew this wasn't meant for me. And now you're in that loop. You're overwhelming yourself. You're comparing yourself. You're self-sabotaging yourself. Now what it looks like is just, this doesn't work. It's all a scam. I knew that I couldn't lose weight, when that's not the issue. You just need to be patient. You need to give yourself grace. You need to give yourself time. You need to be in this for the long haul, because if not, you're going to start to trip yourself up, and all that great progress that you were doing and you were getting done, it's going to erase itself, because you're just going to stop showing up for yourself because you feel like it's taking too long. There's no such thing as how long it was going to take. There's no cookie cutter design for, oh, it's going to take about this much time. My bad, I have to check my phone because, I gotta pick up a couple people. But there's no cookie cutter design that tells you, oh, it's going to take this much time to get exactly your results. Everybody's body is different. Everyone's life is different. The way your body reacts, the way your body takes in different proteins, foods, how you attack different workouts, if you have a trainer or not. There's so many different things that come into effect when it comes to losing weight. So you can't sit there and place a time constraint on something that is going to really change your life. If you stay patient, you stay long enough in the game, you will get the results you want. And this is something that translates over into life. You start becoming more patient to get to your body goals, you'll start to see you become more patient in your life. You'll start to see that you're not so worried about when it gets done, but the fact that it will get done. You believe, you know that it's going to get done, so you don't care about how long. When the thinking is right, the facts don't matter. It's something that I learned this year. And then, which brings me to my third and final point. Comparison. Comparison is the worst thing that you can do when it comes to your weight loss journey. Let me tell you something right now. I just told you that everybody's body composition, how their body reacts to foods, workouts, and everything is different. Do not go and compare yourself, especially in this day and age when we are so visual heavy, we're so social media heavy, where social media is everyone's highlight reels, everyone's ESPN tape, everyone looks so great and looks so happy and this and that. You don't know the struggles that people go through on a day-to-day basis, even when they look in shape. You don't know the day-to-day struggles that they went through to get to where they got to. You don't know how many failures they went through or how many times they regressed before they progressed. Everyone always shows the prettiness. Everyone always shows the highlight reel, but no one, for the most part, wants to show the vulnerability and how long that it really took, or the battles that they faced. For example, I'm down 120 pounds, right? People might see me and be like, oh my God, I wish that I looked like that. It must be so easy for you. No. Little do you know, I was 295 pounds. Little do you know, still at this weight, I eat sometimes and I get full, and I'll sometimes think, oh, you're gaining weight, your waist size is expanding, you need to fast, you need to starve yourself and everything. I still fight mental battles. It does not matter. You cannot go and compare yourself to other people. Your body is your body. Your life is your life. Your journey is your journey. It is unique to you. So however long it takes, however your body looks in different stages, embrace it, because that's what's going to make you more and more proud of yourself as you keep going, so that when you go and you look back, you're just like, damn, I really did that. Yes, you did do that. I know you could do that. I believe you could do that. You just got to believe it. But stop comparing yourself to other people, to other people's results, other people's journeys, other people's diets. You know, if their diet doesn't fit to your lifestyle, don't go and take on their diet because they have the results you want. Just because they have the results you want doesn't mean that you have to go down their same path. You can get your results, but you can also take your own path. Now, there are certain general parameters that you want to stay within, which is understanding caloric values, deficits, surpluses, eating whole foods, cutting out refined sugars. All of the basics in that regard, yes, there are certain parameters you want to stay around. But the way a vegan might go about it versus a pescatarian versus someone like me who's a carnivore versus someone who just eats whatever, then you have different body types, ectomorphs, endomorphs, people who can eat 1,000 calories worth of carbs and it never affect them. But you want to know something? Everyone's body is different. The same way that they have their advantages, you have your advantages. You just need to stay long enough in it so that you can find those advantages and find out what works for you. Then you'll start to see that you're just as good and you're just as special as anybody else. You know, I have a friend, his name is Vic. My boy can go and eat Domino's. He can go and eat cinnamon rolls, cookies, cakes. He has the ill sweet tooth. You ask him to take off his shirt, he has a defined six-pack, V-line cut and everything. And most people will sit there and say, damn, yo, I wish I could do that. I wish I could do that. Yeah, you wish you can, but he also has his things that he struggles with. He also has his things with his body that he feels like doesn't always work or help for him. Like, you know, not to shout out anyone's crutches or anything, but he can go and eat whatever he wants, right? But now when it comes down to running and endurance running, he's not the best endurance runner. And the problem with that, the reason why is because he is a balls to the wall type of person. He's going to go all out for as long as he can, as fast as he can. So he has his issues when it comes to the working out. When it comes to eating, he says it himself that he's not as disciplined as he would like to be. He says it himself that he gets away with a lot of stuff that he shouldn't get away with, but it's just because of how much he works and how hard he works. He understands, listen, I like eating a certain way, and I like my certain types of food. So in order for this to balance itself out, I need to work at this level, at this pace, at this rhythm. You know, he could easily sit there and say, damn, yo, I want to do it just like this person. No. And this is someone who's in shape. So stop comparing yourself. Know that your journey is specific and special to you. And you'll start to embrace it more. And you'll start to learn that, you know what? I have my advantages just like everyone else does. You just have to stay in the game long enough to find those advantages. As a quick recap, the 3 things that but I see that most people suffer from when it comes to losing weight is they're not patient. They are operating from an old identity, still looking at themselves as that old person, and they're comparing themselves. You need to cut all of that out. When it comes to your identity, you need to look at yourself from a new light so that it can match and align your new habits, your new way of living going forward. When it comes to being patient, you need to be, like I said, patient. You know, not to sound cliche, but you need to be patient. You need to wait it out. You need to stick in the game long enough so that you can get your win. Stay consistent. You stay there after the motivation fades, and you stay disciplined and show up even when you don't want to, and you bring that patience to the forefront every single day. In a matter of no time, a year is going to pass by. That scale number is going to drop down. Your body's going to start to look and take shape. You're going to get excited by the results, and you're never going to want to give up. And most importantly, don't compare yourself. Comparison is the thief of joy. Don't do it to yourself. Everyone has their advantages. Everyone has their disadvantages. Stay in the game long enough to find your advantage and see how you stick out in comparison to everyone else. But I just wanted to come today to talk to you guys about some of the problems that I see people, or just 3 of the main issues that I see people have when it comes to losing weight. So make sure that you comment, like, subscribe on this video. I'm always dropping health gems. I'm always dropping workout tips and everything like that, just to help people get to the best version of themselves, to help themselves get to where they want to get to in that dream body. You know, I have my company, I have my business, Rooted and Rebuilt Health, and I help people with stuff like this all the time, whether it's nutrition, whether it's workout plans or anything like that. This is what I do for a living. I lived that pain of being big as hell and looking in the mirror and not being comfortable. I know what it feels like. So now, since I've gotten to that place, I want to help people get there and give them the knowledge that these gurus be wanting to charge thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars for, when information is free. You know, I have my ways that if you work one-on-one with me, yes, it comes with a fee. But as far as if you're on YouTube University and you're watching my content, you're going to get everything here for free. You're going to get gems, you're going to get tips, you're going to get tricks, you're going to get all of it. But like I said, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe to the channel, be on the lookout for more videos. This is your boy JP here at Rooted and Rebuilt Health, where you get rooted in health and rebuilt with a purpose. I'll see you guys in the next one. Yeah.